Did you think Toyota was sleeping while other brands launched new models? You were wrong. Toyota was preparing the biggest surprise in years. What they're launching for 2026 will shake up the entire car market. The Japanese giant is coming back strong. They have complete redesigns, new platforms, better engines, and models that are scaring the competition. Yes, even the Chinese brands that brag about cheap technology. Toyota wants to take back the throne, and they're doing it the Toyota way, with cars that don't break down, cars built to dominate for the next 10 years. In this video, I'll reveal 5 new Toyota 2026 models. These are already causing panic among competitors. I'll show you the confirmed engines, the unexpected changes, and the prices. So get comfortable and share this video. Your friends will want to see this. You'll understand why Toyota is the most feared brand in the industry. Welcome to the best car channel on YouTube. This is AutoSense.
Number 5. Toyota Land Cruiser FJ 2026. We start with a launch that will blow everyone's mind. Meet the Toyota Land Cruiser FJ 2026. This is a new compact SUV with all the Toyota spirit. But here's the shock, the price. Nobody expected it to be this low. Toyota did what they do best. They took a legend and made it smaller. They made it cheaper, but they kept the DNA that made it an icon for over 70 years. They didn't try anything weird. No giant screens to distract you. No experimental engines. They went with what works. Let's talk about the engine. Toyota didn't mess around. They used the same heart as the Hilux, the 2.7-liter 2TR FE block that has proven to be nearly indestructible. It makes 165 horsepower. This engine has been tested for decades in the world's toughest terrain. Want more torque and better fuel economy? There's a 2.4-liter turbo diesel version too, perfect for hard work and long trips. Toyota said, let's go with reliable. That's why this model will sell like crazy. But the magic isn't just in the mechanics. Look at the design. This FJ stands firm with a front end that grabs attention right away. It's built on the IMV platform. That's the same base as the Hilux and Fortuner, but adapted for a compact and super functional format. The chassis has ladder frames, real 4x4 traction, and it behaves like a mini Land Cruiser. The design is a gem. It takes you back in time. Round LED headlights, boxy body, raised bumper, everything inspired by the legendary FJ40. Toyota knows that nostalgic fans will fall in love at first sight. Inside, they did serious work too. A completely renewed dashboard, good quality materials, pleasant touch, useful controls, a steering wheel that feels solid, and of course, Toyota Safety Sense included from the base version. Now for the biggest hit, the price. Toyota confirmed this Land Cruiser FJ will arrive in Japan starting at $15,000. The strategy is to bring it to Latin America with the same approach, affordable, tough, and not too complicated. Believe me, when Chinese brands see that number, they'll start sweating. This little Land Cruiser will win over Toyota fans and people who aren't fans yet. It's proof that Toyota is coming back strong with models that are hard to ignore.
Number 4. Toyota RAV4 2026. We couldn't leave out one of the most anticipated launches in the entire car industry. This is the Toyota RAV4 2026, the best-selling Japanese SUV on the planet, the absolute king of its segment. And after 7 long years, it finally gets a new generation. Toyota didn't want to rush. This is an iconic vehicle worldwide. They couldn't afford to launch it half-done. While competitors released models full of giant screens and experimental hybrids, Toyota was preparing its silent strike. And when it arrived, it left everyone speechless. This is completely renewed, more modern, more aggressive, more efficient than ever. Let's start with something thousands of owners were begging for: soundproofing. Cabin noise was always the weak point of the previous RAV4, but this time Toyota listened. They applied high-absorption adhesives, a more rigid chassis, better insulation. The cabin is now quieter than ever. Yes, Toyota finally fixed the most criticized detail of this model. On the outside, the change is dramatic. A sharper grille, a robust front with strong character, boomerang-shaped LED headlights, larger rims, a wider and firmer stance. This RAV4 now looks modern, imposing, and updated to truly compete. But where Toyota will scare more than one brand is in the engine. The RAV4 2026 arrives with a renewed hybrid system. It combines a 2.5-liter gasoline engine with next-generation electric motors. Now it delivers 243 horsepower with fuel economy over 22 kilometers per liter. More power, more efficiency, less gas. Exactly what people have been asking for years. And if that surprises you, listen to this. Toyota confirmed a plug-in version. It can travel up to 90 kilometers in fully electric mode. That means for daily trips, you'll barely use any fuel, a direct hit to the competition. This new generation integrates the Toyota Safety Sense 4 suite, improved automatic braking, advanced pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, and smarter adaptive cruise control. The Japanese brand stays at the top in active safety. We all know that. The price is very interesting this year. It's expected to start around $30,000. Believe me, when it arrives at that price with this level of improvements, several brands will start to tremble. Because if Toyota does anything better than anyone, it's making cars that don't fail, cars that hold their value, cars that last decades. Not everyone can claim that. With the RAV4 2026, Toyota wants to completely reclaim the crown of the market's wildest segment. And seeing what they did with this new generation, I assure you they're coming for everything.
Number 3. Toyota Stout 2026.
We open the top 3 with a vehicle Toyota created with a very clear mission. Pure work, real capacity, zero unnecessary decorations. This is the Toyota Stout 2026, the truck many business owners were waiting for. It arrives to bring order to a segment that was filling up with fake work pickups that only serve for photos. Listen to this. The Stout is basically a Hilux, but cheaper. Just as you heard it, it's built on the same platform as the Hilux, but adapted to be more affordable, lighter, and more functional. Toyota didn't want to invent anything weird. They didn't experiment with technologies nobody asked for. They did what they know how to do. A strong, reliable vehicle ready to work all week. Toyota decided to put in a heart we already know, one that's proven in the world's toughest terrain, the 2.4-liter 2GD turbo diesel block with 150 horsepower and 400 newton-meters of torque. You see? Towing capacity, strength to carry loads, reasonable fuel consumption. That engine moves a Hilux without problems. Imagine what it'll do in a Stout that's lighter. The transmission is also smart, a 5-speed manual gearbox that gives you full control of torque and power. Purists, rural area drivers, people who haul weight every day, they'll applaud this decision. They prefer traditional mechanics over complicated automatic transmissions that later fail. The Stout arrives with a design made for real businesses. It's not a truck to show off. It's not for filling with screens. It's a tool, a modular platform that lets you configure it however you want. Refrigerated boxes, stake beds, flat platforms, single or double cab, whatever your business needs. That's how you build a work truck, thinking about real life, not marketing. Now let's talk about the price. Toyota launched this model with a base price of approximately $20,000 in Peru. That's much less than a standard Hilux. Why? Because Toyota understood that thousands of people needed a reliable, strong, affordable truck. That's what destroys the competition, when you give Japanese durability at Chinese vehicle prices. The Toyota Stout 2026 will be one of the strongest launches in Latin America. It's the truck people were asking for, the truck that will sell itself, and the one that will make several brands tremble, brands that got used to offering empty luxury without real capacity. Number 2. Toyota Corolla Cross 2026. In this spot, I bring one of the most popular compact SUVs of recent years. It arrives renewed to keep selling thousands and thousands of units. This is the Toyota Corolla Cross 2026. Toyota polished this SUV thoroughly because they saw how Chinese brands were flooding the industry. And Toyota, who stays quiet but never sleeps, prepared this model with the best they have, proven hybrid engines, and the reputation for Japanese durability that no Chinese brand has been able to copy. This Corolla Cross arrives with the intention of hitting back at the Hyundai Tucson and Mazda CX-5, two strong rivals, but in Latin America, they don't have the same loyalty that Toyota has built over decades. Visually, you'll notice it right away. The 2026 facelift brings a more aggressive front, a honeycomb grille the color of the body, sharper headlights, a sportier stance. But where Toyota really steps hard is in the mechanics. The Corolla Cross 2026 has a 2.0-liter hybrid engine. It delivers 196 horsepower, a hybrid system that's not experimental. It's not a risky bet. It's the same technology proven for years in millions of units around the world. If Toyota does anything better than anyone, it's that they don't launch an engine without testing it to exhaustion. That's why their hybrids don't fail, don't give headaches, and that's why this Corolla Cross keeps leading above many that brag about numbers but not durability. In safety, they didn't fall behind either. The 2026 model keeps the Toyota Safety Sense package, automatic braking, lane assist, pedestrian recognition, and a more refined adaptive cruise control system. Everything people demand today, but at a Toyota level. The price is almost a direct message to the competition. While many Chinese brands are desperately lowering prices to sell, Toyota stayed firm, because when you buy a Toyota, you buy real value. In Latin America, this SUV sits around $30,000 for basic versions. In the United States, it starts near $25,000 for the gas option. A solid price for an SUV that holds value, doesn't fail, and doesn't abandon you. That's why this SUV became the favorite of thousands of families worldwide. Now, in 2026, with this update, it comes with full intention to keep dominating. Now for the most anticipated vehicle on this entire list, the Toyota vehicle that's already scaring several rival brands, even before arriving at dealerships. I'm talking about the Toyota Hilux 2026, the pickup that proves again why Toyota is still the world king in work vehicles, adventure, and extreme durability. The new Hilux arrives with a completely renewed design. You can tell from far away that this model no longer plays in the same league. The brand applied their philosophy. If you're going to improve it for real. The result is a pickup with much more aggressive lines, a giant grille that commands respect, sharp LED headlights, and a style that shows strength wherever you look. It's a truck that, without moving, already gives you the feeling it can handle anything. And if we talk about the engine, that's where Toyota hit hardest. For the first time in its history, the Hilux is electrified. But relax, because Toyota didn't do anything crazy. They followed the formula that made it a legend. They kept the traditional diesel engine, the 2.4-liter that so many owners love for its reliability. With 148 horses and 400 newton-meters of torque, that block is still the heart of millions of Hilux around the world. It continues because it doesn't fail, because it endures. But the real news is the arrival of the 2.8-liter electrified block, a 48V mild hybrid that promises impressive performance. This new engine has around 200 horsepower and 500 newton-meters of torque, a figure that will make all competing pickups tremble, pickups that have been bragging about power for months. Toyota made clear they're still number one when it comes to reliable and efficient diesel engines. The chassis also had an important evolution. It's reinforced, more rigid, more stable, made to withstand hits, loads, impossible roads, and extreme climates. The suspension was adjusted to offer much more comfortable handling without sacrificing off-road capability, something very few pickups manage to balance. In countries like Colombia, Argentina, or Chile, where these trucks are really used, do you know how important this improvement is? Toyota improved the interior as users requested. They wanted better materials and more comfort, and this time, they delivered. The new Hilux arrives with a much more modern cabin, better finishes, a more refined dashboard, and all the necessary technology without falling into excesses that later cause problems. And as always, it comes equipped with the latest version of Toyota Safety Sense, one of the most complete safety packages in the world. As for price, it will vary by country, but what we already know is that a Hilux is never an expense. It's an investment that lasts complete generations. That's why even if the price is around $50,000 in its base version, people pay it without thinking too much. They know they're buying a pickup that won't die in 3 years, one that won't lose value like others we already know. So there you have it. The Hilux 2026 arrives with one goal: to keep being the queen of the segment for another complete decade. This pickup is the dream of anyone who needs a vehicle that won't leave them stranded, that handles real work, and that holds its value like no other. If you want to see how other brands are also fighting back, I'll leave you this video about Russian cars that are surprising the entire world. Click and watch it now.